Second largest blockchain, Ethereum, which is home to the cryptocurrency Ether, has just completely changed the way that it does the whole crypto electricity math verification thing. This isn't just some like changing the code and hitting update. This verification process that they change is like the beating heart of the blockchain. Switching it out for something new is like switching out the engine of a car while it's hurling down the road at like 120 miles an hour. Insanely difficult to do. So insanely difficult to do that nobody else has ever dared to try it. But Ethereum, they were like, it's worth it. For the planet. So they start working on this transition for years and years. They're tinkering away, they're testing it, they're perfecting it, until September 15th, 2022, when they finally flipped the switch and... So, what happened? Did it all crash and burn and die and the Ethereum blockchain is no more? Did the car go hurtling off the highway without an engine? No. Actually, it went off without a hitch. Which again, for me, I'm just like, cool, good job, guys. But the thing that blew my mind is this. Look at this graph. I mean, look at this graph. This is the energy consumption of the Ethereum blockchain. Look at that drop off. We're talking about a 99.5% drop in power consumption for this blockchain. I mean, to give you some context here, before this transition, which they called the merge, the Ethereum blockchain was consuming the same amount of electricity as the country of Chile. It's as if a major developed country was suddenly taken off the planet's energy bill. The CEO of the Ethereum blockchain claimed that this one software update has reduced global power consumption by 0.2%. Which is just like... They did this by changing from the math puzzle race, the proof of work race, which they had to do to verify all their transactions, to a totally different system called proof of stake. So now, instead of having a bunch of computers around the world racing each other, all sucking up energy to do this big math race, now every computer that wants to verify a block has to put in a stake, a small amount of cryptocurrency that then puts you in the running to verify a block. Sort of like buying a lottery ticket.
If you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket.
Then, through a very complex process that I will not go into here, a single random computer is picked to verify that block and take home that sweet, sweet commission. So no more of these big crypto farms racing against each other to see who can get there first, contributing the most processing power. Instead, it's just one computer doing the very light lifting of verifying a block. Because again, it was the racing, all of these machines working simultaneously that used up the power, not the verification process itself. So there you have it. The cryptoverse was saved, the power-hungry computers were turned offline, and the world energy consumption plummeted all over the globe. The ice caps stopped melting, and the pollution was reduced to their lowest levels in 40 years. Okay. I thought the video was over. Okay, let's do this. Skeptic Johnny, you start. I honestly want to hear what you have to say. I thought that the merge and this huge proof of stake thing was like a huge win for crypto. So what's your rebuttal? No, I mean, you're totally right. Having Ethereum switch to proof of stake was a huge deal, is a huge deal. Completely, like that graph that you showed earlier, super impressive. Thank you. Didn't realize this was going to be so amicable. But let's be clear that this is just one of a million problems facing crypto. The crypto space is still rife with scams and volatility. The real reason your little project hasn't taken off yet is because regular old people are way too afraid of losing their money with a cryptocurrency that can be worth $65,000 one month and then a couple months later worth $35,000. Word. Wait, what? No, that happened to me. Whoa, you invest? After the last video, when this guy gave his big crypto sermon, I was kind of convinced and things were going well, and so I went and I bought like $1,000 worth of crypto, and now it's worth like 300. Yeah, case in point, you and like everyone else who dabbled in crypto. You'll make it all back, you just need to hold. Okay, but even if he does make it back, the volatility of crypto isn't actually its biggest problem. If it's not the environment and it's not the volatility, which I'm concerned about, what is it? This ought to be good. It turns out that crypto's biggest problem is that guy. Hey, how's it going, guys? Oh God, not this guy. Wait, there's more of you? What is this? I don't do this. Who the hell is this guy? That is Johnny Law, and he is hard at work thinking about how to regulate crypto. The real existential threat to crypto right now is not volatility or the environment or the lack of adoption. It is regulators. Regulators! No one's gonna get that reference unless they had an older brother who was into hip-hop in the 90s. Hey, my brother had that album too. Love Nate Dogg. Before you go into the SEC... Wait, hold on. Let me just finish this thought about the government and regulators before you can have your rebuttal. The fact is, we did see some governments embrace crypto, like the government of El Salvador, who made it legal tender. At that same time, other governments were showing what it looks like when you regulate crypto. In China, they've outright banned crypto. You're not allowed to conduct any kind of transactions in or outside of the country, and you're not even allowed to mine it. Totally banned. Yeah, that's cool, but China still accounts for the second most mining activity in the world. It's almost as if, I don't know, the rise of the cryptoverse is inevitable, okay? Governments be damned. You may actually get a front row seat to see how unstoppable the cryptoverse is, because the United States may be next. No, you're getting it all wrong. Me and the USA, we're chill. We love crypto in the US. It's all about freedom. It's all about doing what you love, okay? Me and Matt Damon, we're like best friends.
Fortune favors the brave.
Yeah, but Matt Damon doesn't pass regulations in the United States. The SEC does. Wait. I know that one. SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. Right? Yes. Great work. Real Johnny's real smart. But yes, that is correct. The SEC is a thing in the United States that is meant to protect investors. You just don't get it. I mean, look at this article that I have here from the head of the SEC. They wrote it in the Wall Street Journal. Wait, did you actually print off that paper? Yes, I printed it out. It helps me read it. I'm dyslexic. Do you have an issue with that? I didn't say that. Dude, I'm dyslexic too. And I love printing things, especially in big font. Thank you. Anyway, head of the SEC writing in the Wall Street Journal, guess how many times he mentions the environment? I mean, here, you look at it. Jeez. Does that article mention anything about the environmental concerns of crypto? Hold on, I'm checking. Here, I'll just tell you, it doesn't. The SEC doesn't care about the environment. That's the EPA. The SEC cares about one thing: protecting Americans from being scammed. So yeah, it is amazing that the Ethereum blockchain was able to get off of its insane energy consumption. That is a great step, but the cryptoverse is still riddled with the same old problems it's always had. The problems that the SEC is rearing to sort out with a bit of good old regulation. But wait, they're not gonna ban crypto in the US. This isn't China, right? Ha! Yes, thank you. This is all overblown. I mean, yeah, they're not gonna ban it completely. You're totally right. But they could reclassify crypto as a security instead of a commodity. Right, Johnny Law? I mean, yeah, theoretically I could. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that means. Basically, what this means is that crypto would now be registered with the SEC. Ethereum would have to register Ether and all other applications with the government. Yeah, that doesn't sound great for the whole untraceable, unregulated crypto utopia philosophy. No, it doesn't. Okay, you've talked with all your nerdy regulation stuff. This is 100% speculation. So yes, a lot of these miners are moving to other blockchains to use their big mining farms. But this is just the beginning. This is early days. Do you realize all technologies start out clunky? You want to hear my prediction? The biggest effect isn't the big graph that goes down to zero of all of its energy consumption. It's how it's going to inspire other blockchains to do the same thing, to adopt proof of stake. Imagine if the Bitcoin blockchain adopted proof of stake. It would change the world. It would literally change the world. But that's never going to happen. Bitcoin has zero plans to switch to proof of stake or any other way of verifying. And unlike Ethereum, which is run like a business, they have a CEO, they can actually make these decisions top down. Bitcoin is this super decentralized project. You would need 51% of the users to all agree to switch something this big. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But they might not have a choice. If the rest of this master plan that Ethereum has goes as smoothly as the merge, then it's going to be more of a case of adapt or die. Wait, a plan? What are you talking about? Oh, you haven't heard? The merge is just the beginning. Oh man, buckle up for this one. After the merge, we have the surge, then the verge, then the purge, then the splurge. Really? The splurge? Why do these tech companies always have to come up with these cutesy naming things? The surge is just the next part of the master plan. It involves massively scaling up the Ethereum blockchain, which is way easier to do now that we have proof of stake verification. Okay, so you're probably asking, what would this scaling up even do? I actually didn't ask. It would mean instead of the Ethereum blockchain being able to perform 20 transactions per second, it would be able to perform over 100,000 transactions in a second. Guys, this is huge. Don't even get me started on The Verge. Yada, yada, yada. I feel like this is just another set of empty words to get people excited so they invest in the math money project that you're doing. Every time we talk about crypto, it seems like it always goes to this. Some like life-changing, world-changing technology that's just right around the corner if we all just believe. It just feels like yet another stop along the crypto hype train. And I'm not here for it. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it there, guys.
But Johnny, I wanted to talk about The Verge.
Zip it, Crypto Johnny. I'm shutting it down, okay? We've had enough. You can talk about The Verge when inevitably I make another one of these videos in like 6 months. Because apparently that's what I do now. For now, let me just say this. The merge was indeed an incredible technical feat. It was a huge boon for the environment. I mean, that graph is insane. This is gonna be a great thing for the planet no matter what. But will it save the cryptoverse alone? Probably not. There are way more trials and tribulations to overcome. This technology is barely a decade old. We don't have to have these strong opinions on either side. The reality is none of us know what's gonna happen next. So why don't we all just agree to sit back, relax, and see what happens next?
Nope, not gonna happen.
He says the same thing every time. Like, let's all hold hands and be friends. No. Okay, I give up. Whatever, do you guys want to go to beer or something?
I've actually been super into hard kombucha lately.
Of course you have. Yeah, I actually know a great place down the road. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's do it.